So we're here, two men on our mics, myself, Jason and Andy, and we have our special guest right now, Mr. J.G Hertzler.
Hello.
How are you today, sir?
I'm sorry, there's so much noise in here. Your names again?
My name is Jason, this is my colleague Andy.
Jason and Andy. Andy and Jason. Andy and Jason flows better. So is it how do you do the show? Is it Jason and Andy?
No, it's
or is
Andy
it Andy
and
and Jason?
It's Andy and Jason.
See, it flows better. You've got it figured out.
He's just trying to be the boss for once.
I understand that.
You know.
He just jumped right in though.
You've got to try your luck.
You got to get in there, Andy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Back to it.
Don't let this man take over. It's on you, brother. Come on.
Do you know, from here on
He's doing it. He's doing it again.
From here on in, I'm not going to be able to step in on anything because I'm just going to hear General Martok telling me not to.
I'm just going to take this as a sound effect and play it on the show every
The
week.
important thing is that we all should learn, as a civilization, is the action involved with bite me.
Yeah.
That's what we all need to know.
And can I have that as a sound effect? I've just got it. That's brilliant.
Bites me. Yeah.
You have played one of the most legendary characters on DS9 in terms of General Martok. With the resurgence in fan popularity, are you surprised that DS9 is now considered to be one of the most, if not the most popular Star Trek series of all time?
I don't know where that is that true in Europe and in England?
Yeah.
Because it's not true in America, to the best of my knowledge. We are always the anybody have red hair here? The red-headed stepchild, and it's because we were syndicated, I guess. I don't know, but it was an expensive show. It was $2.5 million an episode. Because we had so many, there were so many extra staff to do the makeup for all the aliens that were walking around that promenade. The sets were enormous, and they paid the actors like myself outrageous sums of money, huge bags of gold coins. That's what we had. No, we didn't. They didn't pay us anymore, but it was expensive.
Yeah.
And anyway, what was the question?
I think the syndicated element of the TV show has...
He jumped right in again. He jumped right in again. You paused for just a moment, and he jumped right in. Oh, yes, he's got, some call me Tim.
Tim?
The romancer. Necromancer. Oh, yeah, it's a little rabbit. Sure it is, yeah, right. Little friendly, fussy rabbit.
I don't know where to go with this.
No, sorry. We'll just stay on tack. Stay on tack. Don't let him jump in again. Jason, shut up. Andy, you go now.
Okay, so the question was...
Yes.
Are you surprised that DS9's become so popular over the years?
Very good, Andy. The answer is no. Not surprised at all. Jason, do you have a question? Back to you.
Yeah, go on. So obviously, the syndicated nature of the show back then,
right?
Brand new thing.
Right.
Time's been good to that recently. Obviously, that's how things go now. Storytelling over the long haul.
Right.
Do you think it was revolutionary?
Star Trek has been revolutionary from the beginning, and I don't know why that is, but I think it's the same reason that Shakespeare was revolutionary in his time. He was writing about the human condition in a way that nobody else was able to write it. Shakespeare has the truth about the human condition and the beauty of the verse, and Roddenberry had an idea to talk about the human condition in terms of science fiction, and people had done a lot of science fiction, a lot of giant monsters chasing people about, Mothra and Godzilla and King Kong. But what was it? What the hell was it talking about? Roddenberry was talking about race.
Yep.
He was talking about gender, non-specific gender love. He was talking every major human is destruction of the planet by overpopulation. A zillion topics that were never dealt with before he came around, especially for television. And he put it in a package that just was entertaining as hell, and so it becomes a classic. No other show has ever been celebrated for 52, 3, 4 years on TV who has conventions like that besides Star Trek?
Yep,
You know?
absolutely.
Anyway, I don't mean to get on my soapbox, and I'm sorry Andy brought it up. Jason, I'm going with you from now on.
Thank you. Obviously, you're very passionate about Star Trek. I mean, were you a fan before you were on the show?
You know, I was, when Star Trek was going from 66 to 67 to 68, or I think those were the years, right? I was graduating from high school and going to college, and I was a football player. So, aside from the fact that the Klingon culture is a race of linebackers, there's no connection between my earlier life and my later life. And when I say later life, I mean later life. I mean, I'm 69 years old, going on 78, and I'm tired as hell right now. Can you tell?
You couldn't tell.
No, I'm punchy.
I'm going to ask you one last question.
Yes,
We're
one
gonna
last
wrap it up
question.
At this point.
This is from Andy.
This is from
Okay,
Andy.
can you take it, Andy?
I can.
For the whole 500.
Here we go. You're wearing a Picard hat.
I'm wearing a Picard
You're
hat.
Chancellor Martok in DS9.
I was Chancellor Martok.
22 years later.
22. Piece it together, man.
Are you in Picard?
No.
Oh.
Well, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it?
You see where I was going with that, though.
Yeah, I can.
God
I can.
almighty, I'd like to be, though, because I adore Patrick Stewart, probably, for me, was the one who got me committed to Star Trek, Next Generation. But Next Generation without Patrick, I don't know what it is.
Exactly, yeah.
It's Patrick Stewart, and not that I don't adore Marina and Brent, who's down the aisle here. Wonderful, but he was the spiritual glue that held that thing together. I mean, in terms of the cast, the writers. Without the writers, you got nothing, and that's why Gene Roddenberry. But he pitched a lot of things before he succeeded with Star Trek. And it was Wagon Train in Space, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
There was another show on on television in around '66, or a little earlier, called Riverboat with Darren McGavin. You know who Darren McGavin is?
I have no idea.
No.
You've ever seen Christmas Story? Christmas Story? Oh, it's just Christmas Carol over here. Oh, you love Dickens. Dickens this, Dickens that. He's the only one that can write a Christmas tale. Well, the Americans wrote Christmas Story. Anyway, it has a character, the dad in that is Darren McGavin. It's wonderful. But before that, he was on a riverboat in the Mississippi, and the show was called Riverboat. But the name of that riverboat was... Can you take it, Andy?
Enterprise?
The Enterprise! You get it, Andy, you pulled it out in the air. Bing, 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 bing! Way to go.
Thank you.
Jason, we have nothing for you. We have a take-home game with it's a few parts missing to it, but I hope you enjoy it. And
I had a great time. Thank you. I had a great
See you
time.
later, you're fired. JG, thank you so much for your time.
I'm sorry, I'm just
No,
gone.
that was
I'm
absolutely
gone.
brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.